I just want to address the recent comments about hunting being in another chapter. It absolutely is. However, this will supersede that because this chapter that we're creating defines firearms that can and cannot be. Whereas in the hunting chapter 20, they don't. They simply define caliber and seasons and distances and things of that nature. This is getting into a new area. So the comments about hunting are absolutely inaccurate. Furthermore, if you search the entirety of Rhode Island's general laws, you will only ever find, when referencing a shooting range, the term bona fide shooting range. That's it. So now we're creating a new definition on the bottom of line 6, while on a target range which holds a regulatory or business license for the purpose of practicing shooting. No such license exists in the state of Rhode Island. None. There's one license for public shooting ranges, and that is possessed by the Department of Environmental Management, and they have a public shooting range at the Great Swamp Management Area. None of the gun clubs, the 5 in my town, the 18 in my district, none of them have a license for the purpose of practicing shooting. It doesn't exist. The laws of my town, the ordinances of my town, do not prescribe a license for a shooting range. If you live in AR, which is agricultural or residential, you can shoot. So now all of these gun clubs are forbidden from allowing people to shoot these so-called assault weapons. The premise that it's an undue burden on a police officer to have to go onto someone's large piece of land and interact with a lawmaker, with a gun owner, is laughable. The police do this all the time. In Foster, in all sorts of places in this state, they walk acres, half a mile if they have to get to where someone is, and to check, are you hunting legally? Do you have a tag? Do you have landowner permission? If we knew about hunting, we'd know that in order to hunt on a third party's land, you must obtain landowner permission. It's not an undue burden. It is common practice in the state. It happens every day, and police do this every day. It does not put them at a risk of being harmed just because someone's shooting a so-called assault rifle. I mean, this is pitting people in the suburbs and the rural areas against inner cities. This is a class warfare bill. That's what we're doing here. This amendment allows us to hunt, which this bill will not allow. It allows us to hunt. It allows us to use a third party, which may be our neighbor with the farm. It may be our gun club. Because gun clubs, as defined here, are not covered. This is necessary. Otherwise, you simply can own it and possess it on your own property, your place of business, or when you bring it to a gun shop. That's it. And that's what the bill says. And that's what the bill will do. And I question whether or not that's intentional. But it will severely limit the individual's right to use something that they legally own. Thank you.